I came from a background where like I was making TikToks, I was growing my last app that I did completely organically, never doing paid. So it just like got me in the habit of like pushing out these videos. I think so many people in UA just look at the data a lot and they don't like nearly do as much creative as they need to.
Okay.
We're really good at doing the creative here.
It's 4 a.m. and we're rolling the dice. Mate drops, knowledge made of golden eyes. Felix with ads, making those coins rise. Jack up designs, worlds chasing the skies. We're the 2.5 gamers, the midnight crew. Talking UA adverts and game design too. Matej, Felix, Shaka, bringing the insight. We're rocking those vibes till the early daylight. Matej, UA, master eyes on the prize. Tracking data through the cyberspace skies. Felix stacks dollars like a wizard in disguise. Jacob's crafting realms lift us to the highs. 2.5 gamers talking smack. Slow hockey stick, got your back. Ads are beautiful, they light the way. Click it fast, don't delay.
Welcome everybody. This is 2.5 Gamers, and we have extra mega special episode. I'm running out of the megas and specials because we did all the specials already. So now it's like super rare and super rare.
It
Anyway.
goes ultra rare after that.
Ultra rare, yeah, exactly. So today we're going to talk about Triumph, but before we go into the topic and our special guest, my name is Matej Lančarič.
I'm Felix Broberg.
And I'm Jakub Remer.
And I'm Colm Hayden.
And we
are
your hosts.
I think we should automate it because there's no way this ever gets good.
No, we
I
do
don't
AI
think so,
stuff.
yeah.
We do AI stuff, man. That's the next
AI
level.
stuff is overrated. Anyway, I mean, we did AI episode last week. Colm, welcome to the podcast. Can you introduce yourself to the audience? Who are you? Where do you work? And all the fun.
Yeah, my name's Colm. I am the head of growth here at Triumph. I've been with the company pretty much before we ever started marketing the app, right before our launch. And it's been about 2.5 years of Triumph, 3 years. And it's been a good ride. And I think we're a very different company than the rest of the people in the skill-based gaming space. And I'm happy to talk about it here.
Very cool.
Yeah, if you're at it, maybe we can do some definitions here for people that are like, what are we talking about? Like skill-based gaming space, real money gaming space. Maybe let's start there, right there.
Yeah, so skill-based gaming and Triumph is an app where people are allowed to wager on themselves playing a video game. So we have an app with 12 or 13 different games within it, and you can wager on yourself versus an opponent, and all of the aspects of the game are even. So if we are going to deal with the same spawns, the same obstacles in each one of our games, and it's entirely up to you and your skill level to beat your opponent and, take their money from them. And we are live in 38 states in the United States. We're on the App Store, no Android yet. And I'd say what makes us unique is like we're probably one of the only skill-based games that targets a younger demographic. You can see a lot of like solitaire caches, bingo caches that target people over 60. But like I think what makes us unique is that we really go after that younger demographic.
So to summarize, like, do I get it right that there's pretty much like zero power progression? I can't buy any power-ups, nothing. It's just like, as you said, pure skill, and it's kind of a little bit of element of luck, I guess, on top of it. Just not just that skill.
Yeah.
It's not chess-like skill.
In the actual gameplay itself, we have no progression. We do our best with putting progression features in what we call the SDK, which is like the non-gaming experience in the menu, and like how much you end up wagering in like unlockable skins and stuff that like doesn't necessarily give you like a advantage in the actual gameplay. But we really try to make our games as fair as possible. It's very important to like what we do.
I love when I said, Colm, can you introduce yourself? Then it was nothing. And then you ask like, did you just cut off? And then you start introducing yourself and then I disappeared.
Anyway, we went into the definition of the genre and what it is and
perfect.
how it's defined. So that's
Yeah, and Colm, your website has posted some really big numbers. Can you just basically maybe talk a little bit about that so the listeners get a sense of the scale you guys are at right now?
Oh, hello. Hello there. I didn't see you. Thank you very much for coming to this episode. It's brought to you by our sponsors, PVX Partners, the simplest and most effective credit line for marketing. If you're scaling your business and need funding, here's the deal. With PVX Partners, you can grow your game easily in your business. There's no equity dilution. You can repay as you get paid, and it's flexible, fast, and fully tailored to your growth. So you can secure funding in 30 days and get a term sheet in just 24 hours. Don't you wait. Take control of your UA budget without giving away a piece of your company. Visit pvxpartners.com and see how they can help you grow your game faster and stronger. Don't wait. Go to pvxpartners.com.
Yeah, so we have millions of users to date. Over $100 million has been paid out to players in our tournaments. So over $100 million won from these cash tournaments that we do. Yeah, I mean, like it's grown pretty tremendously over the past year, especially since we've really amped up our UA spend.
That's very interesting. Because I'm just briefly looking at this on our usual setup on Sensor Tower, and
yeah,
it's just by the looks of it.
You can share the numbers. Okay, I see.
It's one of those very, very easy typical games.
Just go and click view more in the description. There's all the games in there, and then at the end you mean Brick Breaker.
From the past.
Here we are. Okay, list of games included: Chaos Cannon, Pegmaster, Block Party, Pool, Brick Breaker. Okay, Doodle Jump. Okay, so everything's multiplayer. Yeah.
Yes, everything. We have a few different game modes. Our biggest is our async game mode, where I am paired up with another player and we match them asynchronously. So I submit a score on a single player game. Somebody else is dealing with the exact same spawns. They submit a score on the same game. And then whoever has the best score wins the wager.
Mm-hmm.
We have our challenge mode where you get matched up with everybody else in the app who can compete all for the day. And whoever wins that takes home a big cash prize. So you might be 1 out of 1,000 people that win that game. But if you do, you're taking away all of the money from every single entry. And we do this for every single game on our app.
Okay.
How did you pick the games?
That's my question here.
It started with games that we like to play. But I think now what we noticed is that these really fast games, I think there's a few, we're still honing in on this, but there's a few things that I think make a good game for Triumph. You need to have the game be about 30 to 40 seconds long. The shorter we can actually make the game, the faster that feedback loop is. I think that's really good for us. You need to be able to die in the game. So if you have a game where you're submitting a turn and every single turn is the same length,
yeah.
I don't think that's good. I think the satisfaction of staying in the game longer when you're winning or having a better high score is going to be a better option. I'd say that's basically it. But it started with the game, that game Brick Breaker was the first game we ever did. It was just the one we liked to play. And then we just started kind of picking up on rules that we thought would make a good game after that.
Was Brick Breaker good, you think, because it just was really big with the kind of BlackBerry generation, and that's kind of the generation of people you're targeting, or was it just because of the gameplay?
Yeah, I think people we target are generally males age 21 to 30, 35. And then their concept was we want games that people used to play in class in school back when they were in school. And yeah, the money on the line makes it fun in the modern day. Otherwise you just wouldn't be playing these games as an adult.
Because I remember when I was kind of running some real money gaming game, it was mainly solitaire or pool or something like this. So this was kind of surprising to me. It wasn't really Brick Breaker and stuff. But you have these games.
We have them. They're definitely not our top games. Our top games are the ones that we've made ourselves. This game, Chaos Cannon, is one of our top ones. The experience for a solitaire, I think people will wager on skill-based games for solitaire because it's a game they've been playing their whole life and they feel like they're good at it. It's a little bit different value prop for us. We try to focus on games that we think are fun, games that not many people play that we can kind of reinvent into a really fun way, and then just have them be really fast and hyper casual.
And just out of curiosity, right? So how does the revenue model work? Do you guys take a vig off the winnings, or how does it work?
Yeah, we take a fee for facilitating each game. Depending on the game mode, it can be from 10 to 20%. And so each one of our game modes has a fee, and that's how we make our money.
Sweet. And just so, yeah, I have to ask, this is a bit cheesy, but what's the player that has gotten the biggest payout? How much is that? But what is also the average payout for players?
The biggest payouts are from our challenge mode. You can win north of $5,000-$6,000 from a good challenge mode, I'd say. Average is actually really small. So our average wager for an individual game is about $3. So people put
you're not making any money based on Sensor Tower, so I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, no IAP revenue for us. We use payment processors within the app, so like our sensor tower is probably going to be pretty blank, which I think is why a lot of people might not know about Triumph to date.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining this episode. Our sponsor, Fast Spring, has delivered D2C at scale for over 20 years. They power top mobile publishers around the world and are reliably fast-growing, profitable, and very financially secure. So FastSpring isn't just figuring out D2C on the heels of the recent VC investment. Their developer-first platform and deep gaming and payment expertise have helped democratize global commerce for over 2 decades. As no drama D2C partner with real-world experience at scale, FastSpring is a partner that you can trust with your players. The quickly launch a new web store, replace an existing D2C vendor, or just add redundant D2C vendor at fastspring.gg. Thank you very much, guys, for sponsoring this episode. Now let's get back to the content. Bye-bye.
But, I think we're like kind of a low-key up-and-comer, and like it's been cool to see the growth. But yeah, like not much you can find on Sensor Tower.
Yeah, it's even in the category that's called like mini games hub.
What?
Yeah, like
Okay,
go like go unified apps and you'll see it if you get to the main page. Like the category where you have offline games, no Wi-Fi games. It's like number 6.
Mini game
No
hub.
way.
Yeah, stuff like that. And it's just that I guess the taxonomy isn't really ready for this kind of a genre yet in Sensor Tower. Yeah. So
Right where you want to be, though, right?
yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of
as low-key as possible,
because this is definitely like the real money
quite
gaming.
Interesting as I'm looking at it, because
or
some of those looks like
that would be the category.
The top hyper casuals that we look at, but also you have those like staples like Solitaire combined there. So I guess sold for it. And there's no event metagame or like some kind of live up stuff between those?
Yeah, not really any metagame apart from like, I guess your balance in the app as you continue to wager and continue to win and lose games. I would call that metagame. We're trying to think about how to have a good metagame, because I think ultimately we want our players coming back and playing a lot. And like unlockable skins, things that like change the cosmetics of a game, things that like give your player more standings. We also have leagues. Depending on how much you wager in the game, you're going to be placed in a certain league and you can rank up or rank down in the leagues tab. I think this adds a lot of progression as well. But compared to like a free-to-play game, not nearly as much progression.
Yeah. But you can't even, because again, by the nature of the, the skill kind of skill gaming paradigm of like you cannot have the advantage, otherwise you wouldn't be able to wager, because it's pay to win as usual as it's there. But like stuff like this is definitely skill based.
Also, I couldn't help but notice, right, when we're on Sensor Tower as well, that there's no Android app, right? So what's going on there?
So the Play Store currently doesn't allow skill-based games to advertise or even launch a skill-based game on Android. I think skill-based gaming has had an interesting past. I mean, like you look at companies like Skills and Papaya, and like they're just straight up very different than us. Like they're doing solitaire cash. There's been a lot of lawsuits about historical replays and everything of that sort. Our hope is that we can really like just change how the industry is perceived. I think like, our app just targets a completely different user. It's almost a completely different experience than like a single game skill-based app like Solitaire Cash. And like we hope we can change the industry and make it legal for the Play Store. And I think skill-based gaming could just be a lot bigger than it is today.
Okay.
Do you also get a lot of friction from the App Store, right? Because they're not getting a cut from this, right? So I don't know, like, do you get a lot of friction from them, or how does that work?
We've had no complaints from the App Store. I think for the most part, they're generally cool with us. We have good legal opinions for everything we do. We have good payment partners that we work with. And the fact that you can withdraw money makes us like eligible
regulation.
Being on the App Store without the Apple tax. Yeah, for the most part, compliance-wise, once we were able to get the licenses and like opinions that we have in place, it's like been generally a breeze for scaling. Not really any complaints from Apple.
Yeah, could be if you go to countries, and I'm not sure why the internet today for me is terrible, but anyway.
It's 94% US basically.
Exactly.
Can you go active user base instead?
Yeah.
I think it's more indicative.
But I just want to say it's not worldwide. Kind of the legal side of this, and also it's not also like all the states in the US, right?
Yeah, it's 38 of the 50 states currently.
And
so the laws dictate skill-based gaming in the US, at least. They're rather unique. They actually go back to the 1930s when people were playing pinball for money, and each state regulated pinball games in different ways. Some states came and like burned all the pinball machines, other ones fully endorsed it. So everybody in skill-based gaming, what they do is they take these laws and then they have legal opinions based off of how the laws worked in like the 30s and 50s for these games, and we come up with like very good arguments for like why we can be live in a certain state and why we can't. And that's currently how like the whole industry works for the US.
And is it expanding or, you know, getting smaller? Like, what's the state of this? Like 38 for last 20 years, or like what's the state of that?
I mean, since I've been doing it in the last 2 years, I haven't really seen any difference here. Our hope is that it can expand. I think we just need like really solid players that do things by the books, and that's the biggest thing.
So until Trump gets to play this, like, yeah, that's there.
So what's the kind of the golden metrics in this? Because it's very different from free to play, right? Like you're not measuring on IAP and retention, right? Is it the amount of games played per user that's the North Star metric, or how does this work?
Well, at least for ads, our North Star is return on ad spend. I think like the big difference here for advertising is that in a game like Monopoly Go, like somebody might download from an ad, play it for like an hour, 2 hours, maybe even a week, and then like pay. Paying is very core to the Triumph experience. We have a free-to-play mode, but generally to get the most out of Triumph, you're paying almost immediately. Like our average time to pay is 5 minutes for the users that join. So we need to convince them in the ad to pay, and then like that first time pay is actually a lot more top funnel than I think a lot of these games that are out there. So we can put ROAS as like a really strong metric for us. Like within our day 0, our day 1, like we have models that predict out and bake this out to day 90, day 180. And we can have like a pretty good idea of like how things are going to pay back and how things are going to work based off of the product. So I'd say ROAS for almost everything.
But if I understand the app is more like free to start than free to play. Like,
yeah. So we have a free to play mode where you can earn gems. You can then play a game where you spend your gems and convert this into cash. And you can also watch ads to get gems on the app. And people, like a general paying user, might play like 2, 3, 4 of those games and then decide to pay right afterwards. So like I think our users pay upfront probably a lot more than a regular game.
Can you talk about, again, you don't have to, but the usual kind of conversion within free to play, something like mid-core stuff, it's like what, like 5% of users ever pay, 95% is free to play forever. Is the ratio dramatically different for you?
I will say it's a lot higher than that. I will definitely say that.
Okay.
But I wanted to hear. CPIs are way more than a free to play game.
Look at the DAU. Look at the DAU.
I'm looking at the
these
DAU.
These players are playing because they are kind of depositing money.
Yeah.
So the conversion is dramatically higher. Obviously, when I worked real money gaming, I would say like it was pool and it was solitaire. So solitaire was definitely on the higher end of the CPIs, but I was seeing like 30, 35, 40, 50, depends. On iOS, in US, on Facebook, sometimes in value optimization, it was 50, 80, easily. So that's the biggest difference.
Yeah, because we are targeting this like younger demo, though, I assume, versus the solitaire cache and the bingo caches of the world, we're going to get a lower CPI than them.
Yeah. Also, all the bingos and all the like the cooking skill-based games, they were just like the old ladies, which were absolutely crazy expensive.
So
yeah, I think those games have like a longer lifetime value curve. Like they can get away with like 5. I've heard 5% on day 0 sometimes for like 180-day payback period from some competitors, and then they can really roll that. Our revenue is a little more front loaded than that, but like when you do one of these games for like that older skill-based gaming demographic, I think like that revenue is like really sticky.
Yeah, but that's front loading of the revenue. That kind of works in your favor in the UA, right? You get so many events.
Exactly. We can not have to rely on loans or VC money. Like our revenue is what goes right back into the UA spend, which is really nice.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's awesome, man. Like is
there a lot of over?
Sorry, I just want to say it's such a different kind of UA activity than the rest of the free to play stuff.
Yeah, I'd say our UA is different. It probably comes from just not being in UA before this. I'd say a lot, but like I think it comes back to the experience. Like a lot of this, we need to convince players to pay for this within 5 minutes of them downloading. So our UA has to be trust-based. So we use a lot of celebrity advertisement for this reason. Like you can see Soulja Boy playing our game. Like we use a lot of rappers.
Soulja Boy, that's nice.
Yeah. I think a lot of this is like people see someone they know and they trust playing the game, then they're confident they can get a withdrawal from the app. So we really try to lean into that a lot.
It's essentially what Jakob has spent his entire career trying to do: get people to pay in the first 5 minutes.
It's nice.
And also, there's a reason that we can't play this on the emulator because Jakob is Android only, right? And then he would
No
never
iOS
pay.
emulators.
He would never pay anywhere, so this also kind of fails his
Filter.
Jakob. I'm not sure if approves.
If you are here, maybe this is a good question for you, because as I said, the category here was kind of all over the place, which is, as I said, mini games hub with like offline games. No, definitely not the category I'm looking for. If you can enlighten a little bit, like who are the current biggest market players, so we can see the scale and just kind of what are we talking about here?
Yeah, pretty much all of our competitors do solitaire and big goat style games. And we have Papaya, Avia, Skills. Voodoo also has Blitz Cash, which is probably the most similar app to us, I'd say.
Really, I didn't even know. Okay.
Voodoo. Blitz Cash.
Voodoo has their fingers in every pie known to man by now. So yeah.
And so there's a few people that do it, that's for sure. But yeah,
Papaya
like
is
a lot
definitely
of
the
them,
biggest, I would say, or Avia.
Yeah, that's what I hear always when I kind of
they've been around in this space for quite a while as well. So like they've been able to like be the first movers for that solitaire sort of core game.
Also, first movers that can run campaigns on Google, especially.
Yeah, I heard that they're grandfathered in there.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Wait. Talk more about that.
I don't know. I've heard some rumors, but I've heard that Papaya, or Avia or Papaya, I'm not sure which one, but I heard that they're allowed to run on Google, and like other people are not allowed to run on Google currently in the space.
And I have this information for 3 or 4 years. So they are very close to the Google guys. And also they're making shit ton of money. So, there are always exceptions where there are rules. There are always exceptions.
Especially in ads.
Especially in the gaming industry. Like, what can we do?
Okay, so this is Papaya's portfolio, yeah? Solitaire Cash, Bubble Cash, Bingo Cash.
Zero revenue.
Of course,
so
zero
dead.
revenue.
Oh, but by the way, fuck. Yeah, this is a different podcast. Sorry. No, they're making money. They're definitely making money.
Yeah, so it's like, what do we have monthly? So it's something like 200, 300k downloads a month, which is enough for them. Yeah.
They're pretty big.
This is considered big, yeah. Yeah, like
Yes.
just like looking at it, because like
Yeah. Colm, I'm dying to ask, right? Because basically the main monetization, of course, is you taking the fee, right, of any played game. Do you guys also do ad monetization?
We do a little bit. Right now, it's like less than 5% of our total revenue is ad mon, but we have one placement right now. And that's, we have a free mode where you earn gems. In order to get gems, we give you a certain amount on download, and then past that, you have to watch an ad. You can convert these gems into cash in a free cash tournament as well. And we need free games because if people can't play the game for free their first time, they probably won't pay for it. That's the main reason. But we do have like a subsect of users that like will constantly just run these free games, watch ads, run these free games, watch ads. And that's like our sort of mini game economy is our gem mode. Our hope is that we can get our ad mon good enough in this mode to do some like MAI install campaigns and like run up those free users and really see like a big lift from there. But I think it's going to need to be more than like 5% of our revenue to really run blended or like do any of that well. That being said, we only have one placement. We've thought about putting interstitials in the games and stuff like this, but I think it's really not good for like what we do, because like we really want to ensure this brand of like being a fair and trustworthy game that doesn't rig matches, that doesn't have bots. If we start putting ads or banner ads in the middle of the game, like it's just going to completely ruin that look. So the only ads we do right now are like in between games. You can watch a rewarded ad to get more gems.
Yeah. Makes sense. And which networks? Because I've worked on some like real money stuff, and there's a couple of ad networks that don't let you run ads at all, right? If you have anything associated with real money, right? Yeah. Which networks love you and which hate you?
Well, I mean, we're on Max. Max does a lot of the bidding. Midtegral, I think, also bids a lot. And Unity. Generally, we haven't really had any problems. I think a lot of these issues, like, are you talking about for Admon or for
Admon? Yeah, I'm talking about Admon. Google absolutely, as soon as they find out there's any money component in the app, they will shut you off quite quickly.
Yeah. I mean, that's the same thing with UA. So.
Yeah, I don't think we've added Google to our stack yet, so that's probably why. But all of the players I mentioned like have been good, and I think it's like generally like a 20-30% split between them.
But you said you didn't have a problem. You mean you didn't have a problem with UA? Like, I mean. Channels?
Well,
because
I've also
I had
heard,
a lot.
Yeah, I've heard from like people that do these solitaire style games, like their ads are like pretty insane. It's like PayPal logos like 20 times over, like $1 million. And then those people get banned from advertising in games quite a bit, I've heard. So that can be a little challenging for them. We generally don't show those PayPal logos in our ads. Like we show you could win money, but it's like purely through gameplay in the actual game, which I think kind of just changes that experience. It makes our ads like a lot more compliant with everybody. Compared to like running ads on TikTok or like any social network, like running ads on AppLovin is like much more of a free for all. Like you can get away with a lot more, that's for sure.
I mean, no surprise. But like there were times where even now, I mean, some rewarded UA channels are kind of not able to run TikTok even, and I saw like you have so many TikTok ads, so I'm pretty sure like TikTok is pretty big for you guys.
TikTok is big for us. Comes down to our player demographic. Actually, that was like the first channel we really cracked. We're able to scale big with this app. TikTok has a rewarded gaming program, so like we're in that program.
Nice.
And they don't let anybody with just a regular ad account advertise skill-based games.
Yeah,
but they are quite strict in terms of like what we actually can and can't advertise. So we have to like constantly go back and forth with our policy team, make sure everything's compliant to their standards, which makes sense. But like there's a lot of ads that we can get away with running on Meta that we can't run on TikTok. And they are rather strict about it. But like TikTok was definitely the first place we were able to see scale.
Nice. And AppLovin, so AppLovin, like what kind of data you send back to AppLovin for the ROS campaigns? Or you do just CPP campaigns?
We do the day 7 and day 30 ROAS campaigns with them.
Okay.
We're integrated with our MMP apps flyer and we just send them up.
So the purchase is basically the deposit.
Yes, our AF purchase event and apps flyer is our deposit event.
Okay, and it's first time deposit or just all deposits?
It's for all deposits. So like most of our campaigns are maximized value campaigns.
Okay.
I'd say that's where most of our UA goes to.
Nice. Okay, so you have AppLovin. I saw TikTok. I mean, Can you show? Yeah, can you show it? Because if I disappear again, then it's going to be better.
Let's see some creatives.
Just go to creatives. Yeah, just go to creatives, and we're just going to talk about it. Because I see AppLovin, I see TikTok, I see the Liftoff, I see so many others. I didn't see Facebook, but I was like, no, you're definitely running Facebook.
Let me guess, not a real person.
No, he's real.
Real.
This guy, I don't think we've done any AI ads yet. We've been playing around with Sora though. So we might start doing it soon because it's getting really good. Like using real people, making it seem real is like a big part of like.
So it tells basically a little bit of a story that the guy wants to buy Elden Ring on the Play Store and then he plays the app and he wins it and then he can buy it. Yeah, that's nice. It's like pretty relatable, I would say.
Yeah, but then I saw like some of the rewarded UA channels had like these like $150 that you can win or get from playing other games. That's not really that relatable. I don't think you can trust that much. Although this is way easier than the actual PayPal logos and like millions of money that you can actually earn by playing.
I think the big difference between the PayPal logos and actually showing this is like we're actually showing when we show money like going up, so it makes it a lot more believable.
Yeah, these definitely.
What
am I looking at?
Great.
You picked the worst ad that we've ever done. Oh my gosh.
It's amazing. I mean, I love it already.
This is great. It's like brain rot.
It's a horror ad, basically.
We've done some experimental ads, that's for sure. But we try everything. We have fun in the marketing team.
That's pretty. I mean, you have to. Oh yeah.
How do you do your ideation for creatives?
I mean, we're just all in this room together thinking about how can we make like 7 to 10 ads a day, and then a lot of it just comes from that. These texting stories, we've done a lot of really raunchy texting stories. This is one of them, but like it keeps the user engaged. I'd say it's like very natural to the platform. You're scrolling TikTok and then you see an actual text. You think it's a real text. You're going to stop and watch that whole video. This one is actually one of our top spending ads. This one's really good. You can see Soulja Boy playing the game. He's just asking a lot of questions about the game. And then he plays it himself and he just really enjoys it. And then we have an offer at the end of the ad. Like that, those are really, really key to us.
Is Soulja Boy running currently? Maybe I'm able to find
I believe he's still running. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was really big for us in like July. Here's me.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see. So yeah, hello.
I'm in a decent amount of the ads too.
I mean, this is exactly like it's super easy to record you, your team, and whatever. And that's it. You don't really need anything else.
Yeah,
Nice.
I think like I came from a background where like I was making TikToks, I was growing my last app that I did completely organically, never doing paid. So it just like got me in the habit of like pushing out these videos. I think so many people in UA just look at the data a lot and they don't like nearly do as much creative as they need to. We're really good at doing the creative here.
Because this is super important. This is super important. Like, and the background with the TikTok and making the videos, like that unlocks another level of creativity and the creative production in general. That's it. I mean, like you record yourself, your teammates, colleagues, and whoever else, and then suddenly you have those 5 videos a day.
Super clever.
I can see Jakub would never record himself for a creative.
Actually, I was doing development diaries live on stream back then when I was at the company.
Back when it's a dev stream. It was 2019. It's quite a long time ago, man.
But
and you wasn't even the main person on that stream. You were a sidekick.
Matej, when I'm in Bratislava next time, I want to be in a creative. Let's do one together.
I did a creative with John Wright for the Playable Maker.
Perfect.
Easy. I mean, it's.
I want to for a game though. Yeah, looks fun.
It is.
I think I recommend all UA managers to just do your own creative. Also, if you're like, since I've done it and I've seen like how my ads do, I can tell some celebrity to actually like play it right and to like say the right things to actually get people to go and download.
That's gold right there. That's really important.
Yeah, because you work with like some creator, some TikToker, and you're like, make an ad for us. They're gonna do something that they think is really creative. They're not looking into like single source of truth data and like figuring out which ad is like the best performance, the best ROAS. Like if you make the creative yourself, you can do that as well. Obviously, you can't be as good as a TikToker, but like even just having like your foot in the door there will like help you direct other people to do it really, really well.
Yeah. So then what are the elements of good ads that if I want to record an ad tomorrow, what should I do?
Well, I think it's specific to your product, right? Like, cause like we make an ad and we look at how the ROAS goes up after we put a little bit of spend behind this ad. And what we've noticed for us is like, it needs to be trust-based. You need to like ensure trust in the person. You need to show the gameplay. If we don't have the game in the ad, it's not going to work. And we need to like incentivize the person to actually download or deposit. So we have to say download, we have to say deposit money.
Okay.
Go out and play the game.
There are different keywords that you need to say multiple times to just
100. Yeah.
Nice. How did you find Soulja Boy, or where? Like, is it Cameo or is it on like for agents, or like how did that work?
Through agents mainly. We just figured we should try it with one of them, and it ended up working like really incredibly well. Yeah, we look at like the returns for each individual celebrity we do.
Sure.
So, like we'll group all the Soulja Boy ads into one ad set, into like one campaign.
Okay.
And then we'll see how that ad set performs versus other ones. And then that's kind of how we like get good prices for like all these people. It's like, okay, this is a price so we can afford to pay. Because based off the ads of the past person that's very similar to this guy, it's like doing well, and we can kind of go from there. There's a lot of that's done into like making the actual deals with the celebrities.
That's quite interesting. Like, have we seen who was there? Homelander was there at the Last War Creatives. Like they had him, and it was like this kind of very clever ploy of Last War having Homelander, but not explicitly saying that they had Homelander. They just had the actor, but he was having like laser eyes and shit. So
he was kind of acting as a Homelander. So it was quite clear.
So you had Soulja Boy doing something similar in a way.
Yeah, what we do is we actually have them live stream the game for like about an hour. Get them to live stream the game. And then similar to like how Kai Cenat or Speed might get clipped up and posted, we'll clip up our people and like post them live playing the game.
Yeah, that's true. So
I think that makes it native to the platform, right? Because like when you're advertising on Instagram, you want it to seem like the ads from Instagram. And like you do like an actual stream clip of an actual celebrity, it just adds that level of like genuineness.
Because I know I was working with Heroes of Fortune, Felix, Mike, and they were doing some streams, basically 1-2 hour long streams, and then we just use like cut down versions from those streams actually in the ads, and some of them are working really well.
Yeah, we found that works really well. We get them to say stuff too, like off camera. We'll record them saying, if you bet $50, you'll get $50, and stuff like that, like things that we can say to encourage people with like our offers or deposit offers and stuff.
And stream by stream, you mean on Twitch or some kind of normal commercial platform?
Yeah, we'll stream on Kick.
Kick.
Like
Of
we
course.
don't get that many viewers when we actually live stream. The main point of doing it is just to actually clip up those streams.
Yeah.
Of course.
And it's a stream. So it's actually genuine.
Yeah, of course. I was a little bit surprised, but Kicks makes sense, much more sense in this case.
I guess for me, I'm just looking at this, right? I'm assuming the LTV is quite high, right? Like, do you guys do a lot of retargeting as well, or is it just UA?
We actually only just started retargeting about like a month and a half ago. It's returning really well, so I think we have a lot of juice to squeeze out of that. But yeah, generally like 95% of our UA has been from UA and not retargeting.
Yeah, welcome to gaming industry. It's like people do a shit ton of UA, but then it's like retargeting doesn't work. If you measure it properly, then it might.
Yeah, you need to measure it properly. You need to start slowly as well, and that's really
which
what
is
we've
interesting, by the way, because people usually say, "Oh, retargeting on iOS doesn't exist," but it does. It does. Do you do like you started on Facebook and now expanding to like the other channels like Addictive, Remerge, or whoever else, or the other way around?
Yeah, I mean, like we started with like the social media networks.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
we cracked TikTok, and then we put all of our eggs in the cracking Facebook. Then now we're like expanding. We're in the team too, so we can do more channels and like expanding to Addictive.
Nice.
Everything. The one thing I think we need to do more for UA is playables. Like we almost have no like.
I wanted to ask, like, because I saw like few of them only, and Uplavin is, come on, man, like that's the playable place. So how is it possible that you have only like few of them?
Yeah, I mean, like it's just never been a priority. Like if we like from an economics perspective, it would probably make sense, but like from like having like 2 or 3 people on the growth team, it's like if we put our eggs into doubling our Facebook spend, it just seems like a lot better ROI than like making playables and like increasing app level. Now we're at the point where like we're really trying to hone in on that. So like in a month or 2, you'll see playables from us.
Nice.
And
same background.
The scale.
You can just go to playablemaker.com and use it. That's it. That's it. And you don't really need 3 people. You can do like half of the person. You can spit out like so many different credits from this gameplay. Like that's super easy. So yeah, I would definitely try that. But man, yeah, I mean, if the return is better on like doubling Facebook, then that's like no-brainer. Also no-brainer. And I know like how big it can be.
Is that Jeffrey Dahmer in the creative?
Yeah, that was Jeffrey Dahmer meme stuff or something.
Sorry.
We've done some funny ones for sure.
This exactly. I mean, I love this. This is exactly the creatives I want to do for any of my apps or whatever games. Like, this is exactly it. Yeah.
The users love it too. Like we get like so many positive comments on our ads. Never skip a Triumph ad. Like that's a lot of the ones we get when we were doing the really funny ones. What we've noticed is that like when we just show the gamer in a stream, like it typically does better with ROAS. But those like memes, those funny ones for brand awareness are like a really good way of like expanding the funnel.
Nice. So you said like 7 to 10 ads a day. That means exactly like how many you do like every day?
On average, it might be like 5, but yeah, like we do a lot of creative.
How do you test that, man?
How do we test it?
Yeah, like if you have 5 creatives a day,
we'll throw it all in different ad sets. So like most of our testing is done on, I guess like Facebook and TikTok is the 2 places.
I mean, it makes sense.
We have a creative ad set. Anything that's like, we look at the ROAS per ad, and then any ad that's like positive ROAS we'll put in its own ad set. And then we'll group that together, spin that live, put that in our deposit or campaign, kind of go from there. And what we found is like we just deal with a lot of fatigue for these ads like really fast. Like on TikTok, the average ad can last like 2 weeks. So we need to do quite a bit of creative in order to like keep it fresh, keep that frequency low. And on Meta, you know, if we're lucky, an ad's like lasting a month long.
Some of these creators are great.
Yeah, they're really good. I think Mate.
Yeah,
I'm a little
left in
nervous
process.
having you guys walk through it because there's definitely some that are like pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's
so
really nice.
What's kind of next for Triumph, right? Like, how do you guys expand? Is it by gaming genre? Is it by adding events, or like how do you guys fuel this expansion?
Yeah, by the way, just saying, like it's still expanding, like downloads wise.
That's not the right one.
Yeah, that's the right one. Yeah, sorry, continue.
Yeah, well, I think skill-based gaming can just be so much bigger than it is. The fact that like we're the only people really targeting younger males in the space, I think is still pretty incredible. Like there's not really any competition that has done something just like Triumph yet. We can make way more games. I think we totally should make way more games. Like, it may seem like that we have a lot, having 12 to 13, but we see like a really big lift in like what we can do when a new game works and it becomes a hit for the app. So I think investing in that. Also just going live in more places. Like, skill-based gaming can totally be bigger than the US. Like, there's a lot of countries in Europe that we can go live in today if we wanted to. I also think eventually we can get this live on the Play Store and like have a good standing with Google as well. Like, that's one of our big goals. And ultimately, I just can see a lot of people my age like playing this and actually doing it.
Move mediation platform. That goes a long way, I hear. Wink. Can you show downloads over time, Jakub? Only for Triumph? Yeah, this is it, right?
That's only for Triumph.
Yeah. It's quite impressive. It kind of like reminds me a lot of our chat when we were talking about offline no Wi-Fi games, right? And I met the developers, and basically they kept saying like how important some of the games are, and then that adding the right mini games or games basically can fuel so much growth. So do you guys just have a list of what you're going to be adding next, or is it just looking at the hyper casual hits and then you're like, yeah, this will work, and you roll it out on a small user base, or what?
We have a list of specific games I don't want to really say until they're out.
Yeah, of course.
Like, as of lately, we're trying to hold ourselves to a standard of like releasing one a month. And generally, like you'll see this Canon game, you'll see Brick Breaker a lot in our ads. The more games that we can actually get to work in the ads, I think the better the product's going to be. For because like if you're looking at an ad on a ROAS basis, it's more than just the ad. Like, people need to see that game, come into the product, play that game, really like it, and then they actually stay.
Yeah, very cool. Honestly, I don't think I have any other questions. If there's anything else we missed asking that's interesting about skill-based gaming, I'd love to know. But yeah, fascinating. Like, I know I learned a ton. Oh, is that John Cena as well?
Yeah.
You know, you go on the edge when you can. That's like how this game is played.
So much great stuff. My internet can't handle it, all of it.
Seems
Too much. Too much great memes and everything, man. We're kind of just wrapping up and asking our final questions, Monty. Do you want to ask anything to cap us off?
I think I got all any kind of future plans for expansion in terms of the UA and scaling, and where do you want to push the most? And what would be the like what
I really look up to companies like Prize Picks, like a lot of these bigger companies. I think the way they do advertisements and user acquisition for those sort of apps is like how I really want to be thinking about it as a company, other than gaming. So, a Prize Picks, a FanDuel, a DraftKings, like those sort of companies, I think like just doing our ads to like that level of professionalism and standards and really will like allow us to get the most people.
It's really important, as you say, that like the demography is kind of different than the usual market competitors, and it really shows. And I guess just by expanding the portfolio of those games, I guess it will be just, great correlation on just the engagement and overall metrics as it will go further.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we will add Triumph to the creative trends from now on.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, this is such a great stuff. I haven't seen these great ads for a while, so I mean,
the variation is really
well
good.
done. Yeah.
Very well done, definitely. Like
when
some of the things that, oh my god, that Mate always says at the end of some of the games. This is literally it, like what we're missing.
This is it, yeah. It's exactly it. Because then we talk about the creative depth, and then there's like 1 or 2 pages of creatives, and it's like this is just never ending, which is exactly how it should be. If you scroll on the top.
Like, well, what most people don't understand is like even when you make a good ad, that ad's only going to last a month long, and you're going to have to make one. At least if you're advertising on Meta.
Exactly. So if you make a great ad and you immediately see such a great results, you have 2 problems. First, I mean, it's gonna outperform everything else, and then the second one, like by far, and the second one is like the finding the replacement and the new creative winner.
How to go from there?
It's like like you are so happy and then so sad at the same time because now I'm gonna spend another 2 months or 3 months at the best to find the better.
Definitely.
This was amazing. Even though
so good. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
Yes,
finally, I now understand much more about this whole genre market.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it. And I got to mention to the pod, it's like I learned a lot of UA from just watching your guys' stuff. Like, I've been watching for quite a while.
But you listened as well. Not everyone does.
Yeah, people watch us a lot, but they don't do what we say.
Exactly.
So it's pretty cool to be like on the pod. Yeah.
Yeah, happy to help here, always.
And thanks again for coming. If anyone wants to contact you, they can do on LinkedIn. Or whatever.
Or the company.
Or the company. Yeah.
You can add me on LinkedIn. I'm also in the 2.5 Gamers Slack. You can message me there, like either or.
And then thank you very much for listening. Hope I'm still here.
For now.
So for now, if I disappear, it was a great show. Thanks, Colm, and thanks everybody for joining. Join the Slack channel. If you have any comments, put it under the video as usual. And then join the Slack channel and see you next time. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.